It's so hard to explain, but it is, and I'm sure other people have said it, it's this mixture of complete and utter fear, like fear you've never felt before. And I've had a lot of experience getting up in front of crowds. A combination of fear, but incredible excitement. And then there's the opportunity, where then comes back the fear, because if I screw up the opportunity, I'll give you a quick story. My mother, years and years ago, when I was just about 10 years old, I was invited to be the aqualite at the church. And the aqualite he gets to wear robes. I thought that was really cool in a Methodist church. And I would, in the beginning of church, when not many people were there, I would go and light the candles. At the end of the church, I had to turn that unit around in the little snuffer and snuff them out. And I told my mom, I can't do it. And she goes, why? I said, because I'm frightened. And she said, David, you never want to turn down an opportunity just because you're frightened. And I tell my kids that. I said that to myself before I walked out there. I heard my mother saying, you can't turn this down because you're scared. Well, actually, for me, I was somewhat like the accidental tourist. My speaking career has grown virally for me, so frankly, Thursday, my speaker website launched. So I've never treated speaking like a business. But as I started to be in demand, and then you increase some of your honorariums because my real job is what I'm doing. And suddenly when it got to a level where I went, number one, the message started getting validated. People were telling me, first responders were coming up to me after I spoke to the Philadelphia FBI and say, I wish I heard this message right the day after 9/11. That really impacted me, because there's this idea of motivational speaking where, am I true to this message? And certainly I've used it, but is it really good for somebody else? And so I see the application come up, and my friend Nick Gianolis, who's done a TEDx talk, said you gotta say hello to Paget, and I filled out the application and was, really blown away. And originally it was gonna be August, and I'm thinking, okay, I got plenty of time in August, and you know how you've done things and reformed them. And I said, oh my gosh, April 28th, and I think it was about 6 weeks out that I knew. So the reason why I did it, because everyone recommended it, but I really had no idea, other than watching them, what that meant. And I am thrilled to be in this fraternity. This is the hardest thing that I've ever done. Without question. Obviously, the message is what's important. I would say find a story that helps people connect to understand what it is that you're going to be telling about. The storytelling is so vital. It is for me. I've always loved to tell stories to the displeasure of my family at some points when I go on and on. But the first thing is to really, you have to connect with them with stories. Storytelling is the best way to do it. And setting up with a story, and then the basics of that is that you're going to tell the story, that you're going to go through your message, and then you're going to call back that story. Because it's such a wonderful way, because like any type of performance, beginning, middle, and end, and most of the time in the performance area, people forget about the end. And the end is really the beginning. So it makes it easier. So you really work on your opening, and you go, that's going to be my end. I'm going to go back to that.